Hey there folks, I am the Mighty Plantain. Thanks for checking out this video. Got a couple of things going on. I know it's a little bit late incoming, but I wanted to give you a quick wrap up on my Extra Life fundraiser for this year, 2016. Didn't quite hit the $500 goal that I set, but thanks to some generous donations from some of my viewers and some other friends and family members, I did reach $300 this year. So hey, better than last year. Year one it was 150, year two it was 200, and now in year three we made $300 for the Barbara Bush Children's Hospital down in Portland, Maine. So hopefully that trend continues. Maybe next year we'll hit the $500 fundraising goal. Hey, 300 is nothing to laugh at. So, well, the challenge that I set forth here a few weeks ago wasn't quite met. I won't have to drink anything nasty or anything like that. I am going to go ahead and reward myself with a Dogfish Head 120-minute IPA. I'm going to go ahead and run that and review it for you. Now, interesting fact about this one was actually brewed in 2011. When I emptied out the beer cabinet to see what I actually had in there cellaring or aging in the bottles, and discovered I actually had 3 bottles of the 120-minute IPA from 2011. So, you know what? 5 years later, let's go ahead and crack one open and see how this did, because I'll still have a couple more in there. Now, hopefully, this doesn't go the way of the Stone Enjoy After 10/31/2016 Brett IPA and explode on me. I'm going to try to be really careful with this one. Okay, and I don't think we're going to have that problem. The Brett IPA went pretty quick. Wow. You can actually smell that from here. A bit of hoppiness and a pungency of the high alcohol by volume. I can definitely smell the alcohol from here. The Dogfish Head 120-minute, even fresh off the line, it clocks in around 20%. It's different every year because it comes out just slightly differently each time they brew it. And so they don't put the number on the bottle, but it's typically around 20% or higher. Now that is fairly cloudy, quite effervescent, and flocculent. I'm getting some actual flecks in there. It's a very brown IPA, and I think it's actually gotten darker as it ages, because I don't recall it being quite so dark when it's fresh. No, I shouldn't say fresh, because it's probably still fresh. It was made to be aged. Anytime you see this yellow sign on the Dogfish Head bottle caps, it's actually one of their beers that's intended to be aged in the bottle. So it's definitely got an interesting look to it. It's actually kind of muddy, I would venture to say. Not to put any negative association with it, you wouldn't want to drink a cup of mud, but it does look muddy. Wow. That is pungent. As I'm getting my nose in there, it's actually smelling more like a wine, and I do believe they use wine yeasts in this, so it to kind of tease that high alcohol by volume and get the fermentation they're looking for. So I'm not too surprised by that aroma. I mean, underlying there's a bit of a hoppiness, but overall it just smells like a very not really fruity, but just a very strong wine. This should be interesting. It's got a surprisingly light mouthfeel for the looks of it. It's actually I would say on the medium end of light. It's going down very smoothly, which could be dangerous given the high content. and very mellow, surprisingly so, based on the aroma. It's actually quite complex. It's I'm getting a lot of different esters in there, and actually getting a malty toastedness that I wasn't expecting from such a high ABV IPA. I mean, I'm getting hints of earthiness, maybe a little bit of floral, some citrus and some pine. But overall, it tastes like a hop wine. It's very well blended, and again, there's that a bit of a toasty malt characteristic, almost bready. Almost bready. It's interesting and different. I'm really kind of on the fence on this one. I want to give it a full 5 out of 5 because of the amount of effort that goes into this. I mean, the thing is, it's continuously hopped using a special machine that they created just for that purpose in the brewery. During a 120-minute boil, it's continuously hopped. And if I remember correctly, they take it out and out of the fermentation, they dry hop it. Yep, dry hopped every day for a month. So there's a lot of effort that goes into that, and it is a really, well put together and complex beer that I'm really enjoying. I mean, even the burps are pretty mellow and kind of tasty. But I think I was expecting more wow from it. It's different enough. I mean, it gets high points because of the effort put into it, but in terms of the taste, which is what I usually rate them on, is what I rate them on primarily, I think I'm going to put this at a 4.5 out of 5. And it's mostly because I'm really enjoying it, I'm really loving it, and it is a labor of love for the folks that brew it, but it's not quite giving me that wow that I really want from a full 5 out of 5. But it is something you should definitely check out. And if you happen to snag a bottle or two, stick one in the cellar, age it for a while. The label says age for a decade or so. This one's been there for 5 years. Maybe I'll crack another one open in 5 more and see how that goes. If I'm even still doing these things by then. Who knows? So anyway, that's my opinion. A good 4.5 out of 5. It's definitely an excellent beer, something you should try for yourself. Hit me up down in the comments, the email link down below. I'd like to know if you agree or disagree. I'll also put a quick user poll up here. You'll be able to rate the beer yourself, 1 through 5. Unfortunately, I can't do the half ratings on YouTube. I only get the full number of options because I only get 5 options. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit me up with a like and a share down below, and subscribe so you'll get a notification the next time I post one. As always, thanks for checking it out, and cheers. Now, a little while back, we did a bit of a comparison with the Not Your Father's Hard Root Beer review.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for the beer, man. So, highly recommended by you. The Extreme Beer Fest this weekend. We'll be able to get a hold of, I believe it's the American